Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Monday morning kickstart. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend and you are ready to get this week off to a flying start. So first off, massive congratulations to everyone who got their exam results back last week. I know a lot of you got your results on Friday. We had a clean sweep there. Everybody passed their exam who sat it in July. Simo, Ruben, Claudia, you guys all got your exam results back and did a fantastic job. Lucia, I know you did the computer-based one, so you got your results back a few weeks ago. But massive congratulations, guys. And you can kind of go into September knowing you're going to have that certificate in your hand to help you with your next goals in life. Be that getting your job promotion, getting that new teaching job, whatever it is, you know that you're going to have that certificate for life now. You don't need to repeat it every 2 years like you do with every other English exam, because this one is so prestigious and so difficult. You get it for life, which is awesome. So congratulations to you guys. For all our new students starting, I know there's quite a few people signed up who are going to be starting with us on the 8th of September. So if any of you guys are listening on to this podcast, welcome. Great to have you. Can't wait to start with you guys on the 8th of September. We'll be having a welcome meeting on that Monday for you guys. But just to let you know kind of the purpose of these podcasts, this is just to give you a little bit of motivation to get your week started off in the right way. But also for you to hear some very kind of natural native speaker chat, lots of kind of rich vocabulary in these podcasts for you as well. And of course, you get to know a little bit about me and and what's going on in my life whilst learning that new vocabulary. And hopefully, you'll learn some tips, advice, and tricks to help you improve your English and of course pass the Cambridge Advanced exam. So anyway, this week I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my super fun trip to the dentist. I had to go for my 6-month checkup on Friday to go for a scale and polish, which is when they clean your teeth. They scale and polish and a revision, a checkup. So there's lots of dentist vocabulary we can look at here. So first off, when I got into the dentist, sat down in the dentist chair, the dentist told me to gargle some mouthwash. And of course, to gargle is when... There's that noise. I thought I'd just do it. When you swirl the mouthwash around your mouth. This is to gargle. So first I had to do that. And then she checked to see if I had any cavities or any holes, to see if she needed to do any fillings, which is when they fix the cavity, fix the hole. So she told me that I had a teeny tiny little cavity, or it wasn't quite a cavity yet, but if we waited another 6 months, it would probably turn into an enormous cavity. So prevention is better than cure. So she told me to get a filling done now, rather than having to deal with a bigger problem much later on. So she did the filling for me, but because it was just a tiny one, we didn't put any anesthetic in, none of those injections to numb your face. To numb it is when you can't feel it. None of those numbing injections. She just did it, which it's kind of terrifying because you just hear the drill and you're like, oh my God, my face is not numb. This can't be good. But it was totally fine. Everything was good. Got my teeth cleaned. Happy days. And I don't need to go back to the dentist for another 6 months. So I'm glad I didn't put off my visit to the dentist and got things sorted early on. But here's my my link into to your English and into Cambridge Advanced Learning. So back to what I said earlier, prevention is better than cure. So rather than waiting until the problem of my cavity got ginormous, we nipped it in the bud. To nip it in the bud is to like solve the problem while it's small before it becomes big, to nip something in the bud. And this is something that is really important for you as well with learning English. So is nipping problems in the bud before they become what we use in kind of teacher language, before they become fossilized errors. So a fossilized error is when you learn something incorrectly and then you use it over and over and over and over in that way. And then it's really hard to correct that error later on because you've maybe for years been doing the thing wrong. Like, for example, if you pronounce a word incorrectly for many, many years, it's hard to fix that. Some common ones that I've heard over the past few weeks, but in general, these are really commonly mispronounced words. For example, are your mom and dad, and they are your parents, not parents. So parents is often a fossilized pronunciation error that students have. So parents. A couple of other ones is depends of. It depends of. And of course, you guys all know it should be it depends on. But because we've used this so many times incorrectly, it becomes a fossilized error and it's difficult to change. So let's call these fossilized errors, let's call them cavities in your English. See what I did there? Cavities in your English. I'm so funny. Anyway, how can we fix these? So the good news is you can absolutely fix them, but it's bringing awareness to your kind of fossilized errors that is really important to do. So if you know that you are using depend of instead of depend on, or if you're saying by my own instead of by myself, or the people is instead of the people are, whatever your common error is, your fossilized error, make sure when you're going into speaking sessions, make sure you have it written in front of you. Get a post-it note and put it in front of you to make your brain aware of this, so that when you're speaking, you can actively think about correcting it and not making that mistake. So the thing is, when I give you feedback on these errors, you're like, oh yeah, I know it. Oh, it's just when I'm speaking quickly or when I'm not thinking, I make that error. And that's totally normal. I do the same in Spanish. But just by having it on a piece of paper in front of you or stuck to your computer screen, we're drawing our brain's attention to that error, and that's giving our brain, that's telling our brain that it's important, and it's telling our brain that we need to focus on that. So even when you are speaking quickly or not really thinking about it, you're still going to have somewhere at the front of your brain this like, oh, I need to be careful with that. And it's not something that will change overnight. It's something, if you've spent years doing something one way, we're not going to change to a different pattern overnight. It takes time to form new habits. If we go by atomic habits, it takes at least 21 days to form a new habit. So we need to actively train our brain to do these things for minimum 21 days. But it can take months and months and months to change it. So this is just one like little tiny thing you can do to draw your brain's attention to our cavities, to our fossilized errors. And we can apply the same principle to anything that you want to work on. So if you're, always struggle with conditionals, for example, then that's something that you really want to push yourself. When you're in the speaking sessions, you really want to push yourself to try and use a couple of conditionals in every single class. And that's really going to help activate that language, make your brain more attentive to it, and give you the repetitions, give you the opportunity to use that language and make it part of your normal everyday routine. Because of course, when we learn something new or when we find something difficult, again, this is not something that just doing gap fill exercises is going to help us improve. We have to actively use that language by speaking or by writing in order for it to stick in our brain. So you need to really push yourself outside of your comfort zone to use whatever it is, that new grammar, that new language, that fossilized error. Push yourself to use it or fix it. And we don't want to be doing like 20 different things that we need to fix and we need to do every single week. Pick one thing a week that you want to work on and actively try to improve and push with that. I say all the time, this is really important, jack of all trades, master of none. So if you try and fix everything all at once, you'll end up fixing nothing. Whereas if you focus just on one thing, then you're going to see improvement in that thing. Okay, so jack of all trades, master of none means someone, if you try and be a plumber, electrician, builder, plasterer, architect, joiner, if you try and specialize in all of those, you'll end up with a tiny bit of knowledge about all of them, but you won't be a specialist in any of them. Okay, and we want you to be specialists in each of your weaknesses. Okay, so choose one, go into the speaking sessions and try and push yourself to improve on those. Tell us as well, tell your partner. So when you join a speaking class, you can tell myself, Mary or Matthew, hey, I'm really working on conditionals this week. Fantastic. If we know that, then we can be extra vigilant in watching out for any errors you might be making in those. Tell your speaking partner as well. Oh gosh, I'm always making mistakes with prepositions. Can you watch out for that? And then that gives your partner permission to let you know if they heard any errors with maybe a fossilized preposition error like depends of. Okay, so speaking sessions are absolutely your opportunity to make mistakes, try new things. So please, don't stay in your comfort zone in the speaking sessions. Push yourself to fix those cavities, those fossilized errors. Push yourself to try the new language you're learning that week, and push yourself to work on the things that you don't like doing, that are your weaknesses. Because I think with everyone, like the things we try and avoid using or avoid doing are the things that we really need to work on the most. So have a think of that yourself. What are the things you don't like doing in English? What are the things you're avoiding? And those are probably the things that we need to work on first. Okay, so that is it for our podcast for today. I hope you found it useful. Hope you can take something from it today, whether it's our advice about fossilized errors or some vocabulary around the dentist. But the aim of this is to give you at least something new to think about and ponder every single week. So have a fantastic week, guys. I will see you in the speaking session soon. And for all our new students starting on the 8th of September, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks.